So I want to make a free form bowl and I want to use this card within it. It was very cheap. A whole book of this was only £4 from The Works, a lovely shop in Britain that sells books, some craft materials, all sorts of things. And just look how beautiful these are. This is the one I've decided to use. And the back of it is green spots, so it's a bit of a contrast. First thing I want to do is to enhance this very beautiful paper even more. So what I've got is this gold leafing kit from Pebeo. So we opened our little tube up, and this is almost like this size really. So it's a clear glue, but it starts off white, and it's got this lovely fine tip little bottle. So is it going to come out of there, or do I need to... Oh yes, it does. Right, you can see how fine this tip is. I've got a cloth at the ready to wipe off any surplus. Put the lid on quick. Now if you wanted it to go on thicker, then like broader lines, then of course you can just trim that nozzle down. But it's mixion, something like that, relief. So what we've got is these foil sheets. Let's get them open and have a look. And they're basic gold leafing sheets, I believe. And they're going to be delicate. Won't be real gold, of course. Oh, look how shiny that is. Oh, how lovely. So that's our silver pack. And let's have a quick look at the gold. And then, of course, at the end of all this, we're going to try and encase all this in resin and see if it works. And then make it into a bendy freeform bowl. Oh, look. That is so shiny. Lovely. Gold and silver. I'm going to do a bit of each, I think. Right, so the first thing to do then is get the glue on. And we do this by just writing it on. Now, I have got a template. This is the size of bowl I'm going to be making. And I drew around one I made before, so I've got myself a template, which is nice and easy. So I know I'm going to need to use most of this sheet. As you can see, the bowl that I'll be making starts with an 11¼ inch actual base. So that's the size we want. So I'm just going to go right up to the edges pretty much just to make sure I've got everything. Now this glue goes on clear, and look how fine that tip is. Obviously if you wanted it chunky you could cut it back, but once you've cut it back, so you've got a bigger nozzle, you can't put it back on. So I'm planning to stick with this one. Now what I'm going to do is just lightly follow where the pattern on this is anyway. Sorry if you can hear traffic in the background, by the way, and bird song. Imagine the bird song's quite nice. It's warm but raining here today in Britain, which is making the birds very happy. And we have got a bit of traffic moving around, and of course I've got my window open because I'm going to be cracking open the resin later. I have to say, this is surprisingly easy to draw neat lines with. Not that they need to be neat for doing marbling, of course. This paper pack, it's not just paper actually, it's quite a decent thickness of card. So we can, you know, it should be quite substantial. My only concern is how I back it. I mean, to seal it into the resin, I'm going to need to put a layer of resin in first, I think, because I'm going to want it shiny on both sides, aren't I? Right, anyway, I'm going to carry on putting this on, and then all we do is we leave it till it goes clear. It's a bit like PVA and a lot of other things that we use that go clear when they're dry, and it will stay tacky. So I'll be back with you when I finish doing this and it's gone clear. In the meantime, I'll put some music on for you. Okay, so this is now cured. As you can see, it has gone clear. So we're going to go in first with the whichever colour this is. Oh, this is the gold. Lovely. The lovely lady at the NEC who was demonstrating this at Maker Central showed me what to do, and this looks so easy, it's insane. All you do is you go, and I believe it's which side down? Yep. Has to be the matte side down, doesn't it? So you've got two sides, there's a matte side and a shiny side. And you just do that. And then you lift it. Oh, look at that. Oh, hang on, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to do some big areas in the gold, and then we'll go around with the silver and I'll do you a close-up. Oh, this is awesome. This is so easy. And it's not as delicate as your normal gold flake because it's basically a transfer of some sort. And of course, the bits you've already used, you can just go back over again because there'll be bits left and you'll just have little gaps in them. Do you see what I mean? So that sort of effect will now keep transferring. Doesn't, you know, you're not going to, this is going to go a long way. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. And you don't have to be too fussy and delicate with it. I'm surprised. I thought it would be a real sort of, ooh, you know, it'll tear easily. You know what using gold flake and gold leaf rather is normally like? Having said that, I bet you could use gold flake and gold leaf and things with these, or glitter with this glue. I would imagine. We'll try that at some point. I'm going to go in with some silver in a sec as well. So any bits that I haven't picked up with the gold now, I'm going to pick up with some silver because I want it to kind of change colour as it goes along. Gosh, you can be really quite slapdash with this. I'm sure I should be being more careful and gentle. If the lady from Pebio is watching, I'm sorry. Oh, this is fun, but you can see how much there is still left on this foil. Oh, I love this. That is so shiny. Yeah, I will bring you in for a close-up in a minute. I really will, because this is so gorgeous. Okay, we're going in with the silver now. And basically, I'm going to put this... Oh, look at that. I'm going to put the silver wherever I haven't put gold, and wherever there's a little gap in the gold, because obviously I was reusing the foil, and therefore, wherever the foil had been already, the transfer aspect had already been used, wherever the, you know, the lines, the gaps now were, that is going to... the silver will fill up those gaps. This is just unreal. I love it. Can't get over how easy it is. So what we've done is we've taken some already very pretty paper that didn't cost a lot. Foiled paper or card, this is actually a thin card, can be quite expensive. Now this kit wasn't overly expensive, but you can imagine, because you can keep reusing the foil until all of the metal flake has gone off it, then I reckon you'd get so much money's worth out of it. I really could do with being on commission for this, couldn't I? I don't think they do that. Anyway, as I always say, I show you stuff I think is awesome, irrespective of the arrangement or lack of that I have with whichever supplier. I'm here for the fun like the rest of you. Right. And of course, unlike normal foiled paper, you can make this as foiled or as much or as little as you like. You dictate the level of foiling. I'd imagine you could use this with other foils like nail foils and things as well. So what I'm doing now is just going back over it, just making sure I have got one foil or the other wherever there's stickiness. Oh, this is so pretty. And I would never have thought of doing silver and gold together in this way had it not been for that nice lady at Makers Central showing it. Because I would have thought, oh, you need to do it all silver or gold, or decide where you're going to have your silver, where you're going to have your gold. Whereas just slapping it on all over is giving this lovely sort of gradient effect. Now, look at that. That is so beautiful. Right, I'm off to cut my circle into it. You see my template. I'm going to draw around it. Probably on the back so it'll be easier. I don't know. Yes, probably. And then we're going to cut it out. Now, this is sturdy. It is glued on. Look, I can rub my hand over it. No ill effects. Fantastic. Right, I'll be back shortly when this is cut into a big circle. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is put a coat of resin in because I'm a bit concerned about sealing it. So, gloves, mask, here we go. So the resin I'm using is Apex 1 coat, and it's that one that you can demould in 2 hours. It's a fast cure. Now, if you like to make things fast and need a little bit of stress in your life, this is the stuff. It's absolutely amazing if you're making stuff that you just want to cure fast and it's a fairly shallow pour. Top coating, also, it's just awesome for top coating. That's why it's called 1 coat. Anyway, shallow stuff like this, it will also be perfect for. The reason I say stress is that I've used this for a bowl before. And you know yourself, if you make a freeform bowl, you need to hit that sweet spot where it's cured, sort of. So you're not going to fingerprint it or anything. It'll come out of the mould easily, but it's still bendy. And this meant last time that I had to check it like every sort of 20 minutes to find when that sweet spot was. Whereas with the normal, 16-hour plus cure resin, you to be honest, you can be an hour either side of it and it's fine. So, this does add an extra little layer of stress to get it a freeform bowl right. I'm starting to get the measure of these freeform bowls a bit. Let's just have the tiniest speck of the Into Resin's No Sink Aurora powder. And I mean tiny. I'm just going to get that much. And it's just to add a little bit of interest to that spotty back. And I mean, it's going to be tiny, isn't it? Just a tiny, tiny bit. So all I'm doing now is just pouring this over. And I'm going to leave it just a couple of minutes to go a bit sticky. Well, it's sticky already. I mean, it will start. It's quite warm in here today. I think my room's at around the 21 mark. So it's going to... It should start to sticky up quite quickly. Because what I want to do is drop the disc in. And just get the back of it really well coated. So, as you can see, I've managed to mix in a ton of bubbles. I will let that degas, it's not a problem. Somebody asked me the other day, can you put these fast cure resins through a pressure pot? I've never used a pressure pot. I can speak though for vacuum chambers because I've got the little Resin's airless vacuum chamber. I'm guessing that the result would be the same, but they do tend it. I found it flash cures if you put it into anything like that. So with the resins that I use, I tend to find I don't need to worry about it anyway, because that even these really high viscosity fast cure ones, this particular one does degas nicely. So I'm just going to leave that for 10 minutes just to let the bubbles come out of it, because I don't want to trap them underneath the disc and it'll start to go a little bit tackier and we can get the disc in. So back in 10 minutes. Right, it's been 10 minutes and this looks like it's all kind of sorting itself out okay. Now I'm going to use, who's it called this? The taco method. Did Claire's Crafty Corner invent that term? I'm not sure. I'm using the taco method to lay it down, which is curl it up into the middle like a taco and then work your way out. Now theoretically that should prevent any bubbles from getting trapped under it. And I am going to press it down quite hard because the resin is still liquid and I do want it to come up around the edges. Okay, now that should have made sure that there is plenty of resin underneath. And I'm trying to keep it flat. I don't really want the card going soggy and lifting around the edges, but who knows, it might. We'll see. This is part of the experiment. I've not used card or paper in resin things this big. I mean, I could let that settle a bit more. First thing to report is where I'm rubbing the resin over the foil. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. It's fine. This is fun and messy. I don't know how necessary it is. But I'm just trying to make sure we've got all of the bubbles out. But also a coat of resin on the back. I suppose I could have coated the back of the paper first. I don't know. You could. I'm just thinking it's a shame both sides of this card aren't the same. I think the contrast could be good fun, so we'll see. Anyway, there we are. So I'm hoping that in getting the resin squidged out from underneath like this will prevent it lifting. And put another coat in, and that will be our final coat. I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't curl up. Card can sometimes do that, and paper, if you put it into resin. So I'm just giving it a coating. So I'm now going to put the next layer on, and then in 20 minutes more I'm going to come and check how it's going. And then I'm going to set a timer for, because this stuff's so quick, I think I'm going to set a timer for like every 15 minutes. Just to come and check it until it starts to get close, and then I'm just going to sit and watch over it. Which does make it a bit high maintenance, to be fair. Probably would have been better just using a normal, something like my high gloss that I normally use. The Apex high gloss is great for this sort of thing. But I wanted to get this done quick because I've got another little project I want to launch into this afternoon. And heck knows I've got some orders to get out. So I'll pour this in, and we'll let it quietly degas, and I'll be back in 20 minutes. We'll see how it's going and so on. So I'm just going to keep checking on it, and when it gets to the right point I'll be back on camera with you. There's no point in you watching me just keep coming in and checking on it, is there, and poking it. While we're talking then, just a quick recap on what we've used. So the paper was from the Works, or card. It's a thin card. That was from the Works, my bargain buy. Massive pack for £4. It's crazy. Then we have the mould itself. I can't remember. It was either Amazon or Timo. It'll be one or the other. The resin is from Just For You online. It's called Apex One Coat, and it is their fast cure for shallow pores. What else have we used? The little bit of sparkle I put in, that is called Aurora. It's No Sink Aurora, and that is from Into Resin. And that fabulous gold stuff was from Pebeo. Yeah, I'll put your links for everything below, as I said, anyway. And the resin and the Aurora Sparkle, I have indeed got a discount code for you. Yay! Okay, everyone, it's gone dark here. The heavens have opened. I hope the lighting is okay, because I've had to put my little lights on. And here we go. This is floppy. This is about how you want it, I think. Flippy floppy like this. And then you want a bowl. And you can either form it over the outside of the bowl or the inside. I'm kind of going for the inside. And I'm going to push it down. Now, it's up to you how far you want to push it down. It's also up to you how uniform you want to make it. It's a bit of a fiddle faddle getting it just how you want. But I'm getting it to stay in the middle. This bowl is slightly slippy because last time I used it, I sprayed some silicone release spray in it to help the resin not stick, and it's still a bit like it. So I'm going to get it to about where I think the middle roughly is. We're going to do a bit of messing around the edges, and I probably will do what some of you recommended last time, and that was put a bottle in the middle, a heavy bottle of resin or something, just to keep it down. Now, this one is going to be a fairly deep little bowl. You know what? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I kind of wanted 5 folds, though, not so much like a cross. That's not far off. So I'm going to do what I did last time. Wedge some paper cups where the folds are going. So this is going to be quite a deep little bowl. I think it's a bit lopsided. We'll try and come this way a little bit. So yeah, this is very unsymmetrical. Asymmetrical? That's the word, isn't it? And yeah, some of the folds will be bigger than others, and but it's near enough. Now, what I'm going to do is allow this to set now. You can heat it up a bit to, you know, encourage the folds to be easier. You can soften it up by doing that, but I don't think I need to on this occasion. I think that's pretty good. Okay, I'll see you in a couple of hours then, when this is all kind of set in these sort of positions, and we'll see what it looks like when we demold it. So I'll see you later. Okay, I think we're there. Let's pull these out. That came out really easy. Let's have a look. Well, I'm pleased with that. I think that's quite dramatic. Not as dramatic maybe as the ones with the inks that I've done before, but that gold really does something for that marble paper. So pleased with that. And let's have a quick look at the back, because we haven't so far. Now that is just cute. Got a couple of little bubbles there. Not sure I care. Yeah, the resin's gone into that, so it is sealed. I could always do it with a bit of ultraviolet, but look at that. That just looks like a tablecloth, doesn't it? Anyway, I love it. Right, we're going to put an edge on this now. And the pen I'm going to use is the Resin Edges pen in silver this time. I usually instinctively go for gold, so this time I'm going to do silver. This is from Just For You online, and it's dead easy. I was tempted to just leave it, but you can see the paper did stay in place. That's good. But no, I think I will just go around it. Anyway, I'm going to carry on round. And what I'll also do is that thing where you tip your pen and go around the edge like that. So when I've done that all the way around, I should probably do the same around the outer edge too. Then we'll take some photos and you can see the finished thing. I'll chuck some fruit in it, make it look pretty, you know. Anyway, thank you so much all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Just kind of prove, I hope, that you can make a wibbly wobbly. Is it freeform? I don't know if it's freeform. I got told off for calling it freeform last time because I actually use a mould to make the original shape. But to me it's freeform because you do the actual forming of it freehand. I don't know. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. But I hope it's proven that it could be very simple to do something really quite cool with this sort of a technique without stressing too much and making too much of a song and dance about it. So I'll see you for the next video, folks, and take care and enjoy your crafting, of course. Bye then.